Okay, class. Let's try it again. Class.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for showing up today and coming in ready to actually pass this exam. This exam is going to be easy. It is. If you guys have been trying to keep up with your work, you've been paying attention, okay, this is going to be an easy test. If you have your head down on your desk right now and you're trying to sleep, I don't care how sad you are, you're still not going to do very well.
I lost my paper.
Okay. Now, let's go through this here. So for this exam, this is Unit 4, here it is, Unit 5, sorry, Chapter 5, in a review. Now, when we go over this, the free response, this is a huge chunk of points. I'm tired of seeing this where everyone gets 0 points here and just hopefully their calculator will save them for the rest. Okay, that's the reason why a lot of people's grades have gone down. I need you guys actually working for this. Alright, so for this one right here, find the exact value of this. Now, we're going to use addition and subtraction to try and find this. Identify sum and difference identities. So, that's why it says sum and difference. So, that's addition and subtraction. So, first, I know you guys don't like radian. You guys ain't good with fractions. So, what should I do?
180 over pi.
Multiply by 180. Which gives me?
Like 15.
Negative 15 degrees. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do I get negative 15 though?
It's 30 minus 40.
Okay, so it's cosine of 30.
Minus 45.
So that's a cosine one, right? So that's going to be cosine, cosine. So it's cosine of 30, cosine of 45. And what goes next?
Can you do 45 minus 60?
45 minus 60, yes. Plus sign, remember it's plus. Plus right here, then it's sine of 45, right? So what'd you say you did? 45 minus 60? Yeah, it gives you the same thing. Alright, so now we're all going for is 42nd unit circle. Good job, thank you. Okay. Okay, so cosine at 30 is cosine 45 plus sine 30. Sine 45. I went through it kind of quick because you guys, on the reference sheet I'm giving you, it has the unit circle on it. Yes, that guy.
You have to do it like that? I thought it was like cosine and sine.
That's the sine one, but this one right here, this is the identity for cosine. The one for cosine goes cosine, cosine, sine, sine. But the one for sine goes sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Okay, so this is going to give me rad 6 over 4 minus, oh I'm sorry, plus rad 2
over 4.
which is
Get you rad 6 plus 4, rad 2.
all over.
Wait, I got the same answer.
Okay, what'd you use?
I used the cosine and the sine. Then I put plus sine of I don't know. But,
I think I know what you did, and you got lucky.
Yeah, this is one of
Because 45, at cosine 45, they're both the same values. I think you got lucky there.
Oh,
So whenever it's cosine values, you have to do it like that?
Yeah, it goes cosine, cosine, sine, sine. So if I had my reference sheet, which I do have it somewhere, I made copies of it, but I... I have it. I don't know what I do with it though.
Your phone is making noise in class.
I know, that thing keeps getting louder and louder. You guys know that, like, you can tell the temperature of a room by, the crickets? You know, how fast the crickets are actually chirping?
Well, first of all, who's gonna have crickets in their room?
No, but like, insects? No, seriously, insects?
Well, how do you know if it's colder? Like having low temperature?
By how many chirps per minute?
How would you know that?
I haven't heard that.
Oh,
You haven't heard that before?
Well, I have a buttload of crickets at my house because we have a lizard. So.
I mean,
wait, I can come in Tuesday, right?
And so, no. And so what you can do is measure the temperature, okay, by counting the crickets. You could look it up. There's actually in Google. You can figure that out.
We should do that. You should buy a whole bunch of crickets.
Or,
where is one of
I'm
them?
gonna go to PetSmart today.
my whole point about starting this whole conversation was, you could tell how warm it is in this room by how loud that thing gets.
Pacho, you should run.
When it's warm, that thing gets super loud. It really is. Okay?
Yes, last week the guy came in and he was like, I saw him.
Wait, so
What's
Yeah.
up with that?
when the room
Anyway. So,
is colder,
keeps getting warmer, and it's funny because people keep putting on their hoods and thinking like, jackets. Anyways. Alright. So, I am going to show you guys.
Hey, who in here is in a senior? Is everybody in here a senior besides me?
I'm not.
Okay, I was going to show you and I lied. I'm not showing it to you today.
I'm a sophomore.
The reference sheet.
No, not top.
Alright.
Right, she's a freshman.
Number two. Number two.
You're not smart enough.
Okay. Now, on this one right here, this is actually important that we identify our two different angles. So, sine. Sine is what over what?
5.
Y over R. So my Y value, so these are my A's. So my Y is 3. My R is,
5. And then X
I don't know yet. Oh, okay. Just give me a second. And right here it says A is in quadrant 1.
It's positive.
Okay, so that means it's going to be positive, right? So, go ahead, do your Pythagorean theorem. So it's going to be 3 squared plus x squared equals 5 squared. So it's going to be, let me see, x squared equals 25 minus 9, x squared, square root of 16, x is positive 4. Plus or minus right here. So it's positive 4 in quadrant 1. So those are my A's, right? Now I got to do the same thing, but I got to do the B's. So, sine is what over what? Y over R. So my Y value is what?
12. Negative 12.
Why is it negative 12? Because what? The sign goes with the top, but this is Y over R. Can my R be negative?
No.
No, that's important. The R cannot be negative. So R is 13, and my X, this is going to be in quadrant 3. It's going to be a negative, right? So let's go ahead. So it's going to be x squared plus negative 12 squared equals 13 squared. X squared plus 144 equals 169. X squared equals 25. X equals plus or minus square root of 25. So X is a negative 5 because it's in quadrant 3. You're telling me I have to sit here all day. Alright. Now it says find cosine of A plus B. So my identity for this one is going to be cosine A, cosine B, and if it's plus here, it's a minus sine. Yes? Okay, let's go ahead. Cosine from A.
4 over 5.
Cosine of B.
Negative 5 over 13.
Minus sine of A.
3 over 5.
Sine of B. Negative what? Negative 12 over 13, right? Okay, over here I'm going to get a negative 20 over 65. And this is going to become plus 36 over 65, which my grand total comes out to be how much? I don't like 12.
Probably 16.
16 over 65.
Are they going to be pretty much the same problems that are on the test?
It's pretty close. Every single time that we've done this, it's really close, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Fundamental identities to simplify expressions. So let's translate this first. We're going to translate this from trig to algebra. Trig to algebra. So cosecant is going to be 1 over y. So I have 1 over y times secant is
1 over x.
all that's going to be divided by.
X over y.
All right. So now, I can't divide fractions. I multiply by the reciprocal of the, say bottom. Thank you. So on the top, I'm going to have 1 over x, y, right? That's the top. Times the reciprocal of the bottom is
Y over x.
y over x, right?
Yeah, y's cancel out and it's 1 over x.
Y's cancel. Hey, look. I'm changing colors on this one. So, that's going to give me, on top, 1 over
X squared.
x squared.
That equals.
And that equals.
Now, what is 1 over? So now translate it back.
Secant squared.
Secant squared.
Yep. Secant
Squared theta.
squared theta.
Blue Yakusha. That's
Who thought of this?
So like, if you put the theta, you like screw it.
This was.
Yeah, it has to be there.
This was in the these next two problems are the ones.
So this one right here, this is all stuff that, you know, that we've been doing. And I told you these are the hard things. As soon as you get x, y, and r, and I've been telling you since the beginning of the year, x, y, and r is important. X, y, and r, x, y, and r. All these things keep coming back. Okay?
This is right here.
Okay, fundamental identities to simplify the expressions. So, let's take a look at this. So, we're going to simplify this. So, now this is going to turn into 1 over, what's tangent?
Y over x.
Yeah, y over x. So, but this is squared, so it's y squared over x squared, right? Plus, cotangent's what over what?
X over y.
X over y times, what's tangent?
Y over X.
Alright, so let's take a look right here. It's going to be 1, since I can't divide fraction by fraction, I multiply by the reciprocal. So it's going to be 1 on top, right? So it's 1 times the reciprocal of the bottom, which is over y squared. Plus, what's going to happen to this?
It's just
It becomes
Cancels
1.
out.
Cancel, cancel, so that becomes just 1. So 1 times that, which is going to give me x squared over y squared plus 1. That is an identity. That is an identity. So now, to get full points on this one, yes, you did all the work right here, but it is also identity. So I'm going to show you guys the identities again. So I'm going to start off with my Pythagorean identity, which is x squared plus y squared equals 1, right? Okay, so now I want to make this identity into this. So I divide everything by what?
Y squared.
Y squared. So divide each thing by y squared. So x squared over y squared plus, what's y squared divided by y squared? Yep, it's going to be 1 equals 1 over y squared, right? So this is going to give me 1, isn't it? Am I off the screen? Yeah. Okay, good. So this is going to give me 1, so isn't that the same as this now? So all this right here could be replaced with 1 over y squared.
Which is secant.
So this one comes out to be what? Nope. Huh? Cosecant squared. Cosecant squared. So this is going to turn into c s c squared x. Thank you. Make sure your variable matches.
Will we take off points if we accidentally use the wrong variable?
I can't remember which test does it, but one of them actually has the answer as like an x, and the other one has it as a theta. And and it's important to know the difference, and I can't remember if it's this test or it's another test. We're gonna do it later.
Go look at them.
So everything else after this is easy, right?
It's easier.
Alright.
So it's all different though, but all these identities and all this other stuff, this was probably the most heaviest, and the hardest thing to actually comprehend. But if you guys got it, then you got it. Okay, but like I said, you have to work. No, there was all of them gone. Were you gone Friday?
No, I can't find mine.
Okay, I have no extra because I think I printed off at least 10 extra, and all those 10 are gone. So Narwhal, when I'm done, I will let you use this one, okay?
Somebody dropped their balls.
I did.
Really? Really? Did I just hear that? I know I didn't.
You did it.
Okay,
Everybody is at that point in time when their balls drop.
this one right here, let's take a look. So this is going to be the multiple choice review also. So find tangent if sine theta is 3 over 4. We know that sine is what over what? Okay, so y is 3, r is 4, and x is... So let's do the Pythagorean Theorem. So x squared plus 3 squared equals 4 squared. X squared is equal to 16 minus 9. X squared is equal to 7. X equals a plus or minus square root of 7. Now, how do I figure out if this is going to be plus or minus? Quadrant 2. So x in quadrant 2 has to be negative. So this is negative, we're at 7. Okay. I get negative, we're at 7 there. So now it says find tangent. Tangent's going to be, yep, y over x. So it's 3 over negative, we're at 7. Can I leave it like that?
No.
Rationalize. Negative 3, we're at 7 over 7. Okay, so my answer is?
Why are you doing that? That bomb you have?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wait.
Are we good? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nacho, we're gonna need a lot of paper.
Yes, you are.
Stop.
That's the only reason why I don't like this, because there's literally, like, the other ones you can look and see the answer. This one you actually have to work everything out.
Wow.
Sorry.
No using a calculator for this one, guys.
All right. Let's take a look at this. Complete this right here. The identity.
It's
Okay. Something plus tangent squared is equal to secant squared.
What?
Yeah. That one is the identity. I've been trying to give you guys those ones. And the reference sheet that I'm going to hand you guys actually has that same one on it.
Well, I'm guessing if you're giving us an activity sheet, it's gonna have all the items.
Yep, it is. It's going to have it all. So my answer is? All right. We know sine is y over
X.
1,
X, what, y over 1.
and then divided by
X over 1.
tangent. What is tangent?
Y over
Y over x.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought it was
Okay, so now
It's secant.
it's going to be y over 1 times the reciprocal of the bottom, which is
cosecant.
x over y. What happened to my y's?
They cancel out.
And I'm left with just x, so my answer is
Cosecant of X.
Cosine
Oh,
X.
cosine.
Cosine, sine, nice.
Hiccup.
okay. So let's do this one now. Number 4. Cosecant is
1 over y.
1 over y. Thank you. Times cotangent.
X over y.
All divided by. So on top, what am I going to have?
X over y squared.
X over y squared times the reciprocal, which is
X over 1.
x over 1, which gives me
X squared over y squared.
x squared over y squared. So my answer should be
1, right?
x over y is what? Cotangent, right?
Yeah.
So this one's going to be cotangent squared.
Cotangent is y over x over 1.
All right, you guys ready? Let's look at the sign. So the sign is what? Y over 1. So it's y over 1. So it's squared, right? Times. Cotangent is? So this one's x squared over plus 1. So let's go ahead and distribute this. When I distribute, what's going to happen?
They cancel out.
And you're left with x squared over 1. And then right here, it's going to be plus
Y squared.
y squared over 1. Now what is x squared plus y squared?
1.
It's an identity. The answer has to be 1. All right, right here, number 6. All right, let's see, number 6. So this one's going to be 1 over x squared, right? Okay, minus 1 over, very good, x squared over y squared. So I need to flip this one, right? So that's going to give me 1 over x squared minus, when I multiply by the reciprocal, it's going to be over x squared, right? Do they have a common denominator?
Yeah.
The bottom number is the same now, so it's going to be 1 minus y squared over x squared. Is there identity here? What is 1 minus y squared? It is x squared, right? Do you guys remember? X squared plus y squared equals 1, right? So if I subtract y squared, I'm left with x squared is equal to 1 minus y squared.
Yeah.
And you can do the same thing with the x's too. So if you're going to move the x's to the other side. So it is an identity. So I'm going to replace 1 minus y squared with what? So that's going to give me x squared over x squared, which is 1.
All of these identities are on the paper too.
Yeah, but you're going to have to remember that.
You have to subtract or divide.
Yeah. So there's all that, and there's also they're just in regular form. They're in trig form. They're not in the algebra form. Does that make sense? It's not in x, y's, and r's.
What is it in then? Cosine, square,
Yeah.
and stuff?
All that. frick.
Spend the extra
Ugh.
time and translate those.
Is it time to go?
No.
Then why are you over there grabbing your phone?
So I can keep it going.
Gotta play that Pokemon right now?
I don't have my 3DS.
Mango.
No, I don't have my 3DS.
I do. You want to try?
Oh. Do you have Pokemon for real?
Which ones?
Oh my goodness, you know I'm recording this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'll make sure. Yes, that was Kashad. Yes, Mom. Okay. Asha, yes, that was Kashad trying to play Pokemon during the test review. Okay, alright. Okay, 225. So we're going to find the exact value of 225. So I could use addition, subtraction for these ones right here. It's going to be a lot easier to use addition and subtraction. So, what two numbers am I going to use to get 225?
255?
Or I'm sorry, 255.
That's a lot of math in my head.
So we're going to say it's going to be the cosine of 225 plus 30. Yeah?
Okay.
That works, right? Okay, so now that's my cosine formula again, right? So cosine, cosine, and since this is a plus, minus sine, sine, right? So let's see. So cosine 225 cosine of 30 minus sine of 225 sine of 30 cosine 225. That's going to be in what quadrant? Third quadrant. So cosine at 225 is negative rad 2 over 2. Cosine at 30 minus sine 225 sine 30. I am kind of going through these steps kind of quickly, so if you do have a question, please speak up. Please say something. Be like, hey, what's going on? Where'd that come from? You know, you're going too fast. Are we good? Alright, so this is going to give me a negative rad 6 over 4. Two negatives make that a positive rad 2 over 4. So it's going to be a negative rad 6 plus rad 2 all over 4. Now, can I rewrite this also?
Yeah.
How else could I have it?
Rad 2
rad 2
plus
minus-
minus 6.
Yep, rad 6 all over 4, right? That would be the exact same thing. So which one's that? My neck.
And my crack.
Alright, okay, I think the last one I'm doing today is going to be 8. I gotta save some for tomorrow. Okay, so, what formula is this? It's cosine, right? So the formula for this is going to be the cosine. But now, is this going to be an addition or subtraction? Addition, right? Because this is a minus sign here, right? So it's going to be 36 plus 24, right? Yes? Add them together. What's cosine of 60? 1/2. Alright, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And if you're that person that's salty because I kicked you out, go ahead and dislike it.